Alright, hi guys, this is David, and what I got today actually is my Hillbilly AC air conditioner that I'm going to show you guys. I'm actually overdue trying to get this done because some of you guys, if you watched my videos in the past, I've talked before about trying to get this done, but I actually didn't have the money and the time in the past to try to get this done, so today I'm going to try to go ahead and do it and get it over with, and I want to show you how this works. My van actually is a mess right now, so I still need to clean it up, so bear with me on that. And plus I just got done picking up my little booger today too, so that's my little booger right there. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Alright, so I got my little buddy today helping me out with this, and he's holding some stuff for me right now, getting ready to do this. So what I want to, well actually first, obviously, as far as what the supplies you guys need is you need yourself an ice chest, just like this one right here. This here actually I think was $2.75 from Family Dollar, I think is what it was, and I'm pretty sure that's where I got it from. But there's a lot of different stores you can get these from. So that's the first thing you need. Also, you're going to need the PVC pipe. This is a PVC elbow long is how it would be, and it's 2 inches. So it's a 2-inch wide pipe right here, 2 inches as far as that goes, and as far as the actual length of it, it's a long one. So if you're looking for it at the hardware store, then now we know what to look for then. So you're going to have this, and then you're going to also need a fan. And previously I had already bought a fan in the past too. Well, actually this past weekend. No, either this past weekend or weekend before, I can't remember now. It's like running together. But anyways, I bought this 12-volt fan that runs off of the cigarette lighter that I've actually got hooked up to my battery, my 12-volt battery that I'm using for my solar setup though. So of course you're going to need a fan as well. You can get a smaller fan if you want, but I would say this is probably be an ideal size fan because it's a decent sized fan and it blows pretty good too as far as the air. You can definitely feel some good air from that too though. So I'm going to go ahead and first measure this out actually, because what I'm going to do then is go ahead and put it on here. I'm going to go ahead and draw the circle around it, and then do that as well for the fan too on both of those, so that way I know where I'm actually cutting at, and then I'll show you the next step of it though. So hang on guys for the next clip then. Okay guys, so as you can see here, all I did was go ahead and trace around the actual PVC pipe. Now I'm going to go ahead and start cutting it, but the thing is when you're cutting this though, well, actually ideally too, if you had a steak knife that would be better, but I don't have one right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this box cutter that I've got. But ideally too, what you want to do when you're cutting this is you want to cut at an angle. You don't want to just cut straight down around it, you want to actually cut at an angle. The reason why is because by doing that, when you fit the pipe into it later on after it's already cut, then it's going to be more of a snug fit, so it's actually going to fit in there even better by doing that though. And in fact, while I'm cutting this, I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to my son so he can hold the camera so you can see as far as what I'm talking about as far as at an angle though. So hang on guys. Here, just look through that screen. Actually, you can see that right there. Don't put your finger on there though. Okay, just look through that screen and see that screen. You can see my fingers right here.
Yeah.
Can you see how everything right here? Okay. So you get it in there first to get it started guys, but then when you're cutting it, you try to cut at an angle. And like I said, it'd be easier if I had a steak knife, because as you can see here, it's not even really cutting the way I want it to. If I had a steak knife, I can just saw right through it, but I don't have one, so hopefully this will still come out right. You still got a good angle on there? You still see it through the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, just remember guys, when you do this, try to get a steak knife though, because as you can see, this is definitely a pain in the butt with that one. And that way, like I said, with a steak knife, you can just saw right through it though. I would have already been done with this. Yeah, but for the most part, as you can see though, you still got an angle right there though, through most of this. And then that way it should stay in there pretty good though, stay in there pretty snug. Also too, it's a good idea guys, when you're doing this, if you got a shop vac around, go ahead and grab that, because it's going to have a whole lot of styrofoam pieces around. In other words, it's going to make a mess. So try to get a shop vac ready if you got one too, and ready to clean up the whole mess. I don't have one either right now, but just to let you guys know about that though. So that's that step, and then I'm going to go ahead and trace the other part, and then we'll get back to you again here in another minute, guys. Okay guys, this is going to be the showing the next step. Now what I did actually was I went ahead and traced this out, and I cut this ahead of time. The reason why was because I wasn't even sure if this was going to fit in the right way, but it turns out it did work out pretty good. And the reason why I say that is because, as you can see here, it actually does go over the edge some, as far as from this how I was, well, in other words, how big this fan is compared to this actual lid. So I went over the edge some as far as that goes. But the thing is that when you're, in fact, I'll go ahead and show you what I'm talking about on that. Give me a second. Also too, if you got a marker, it's going to be better. All I have is a pen right now that I'm working with. But when you're doing the actual tracing, don't trace straight down. Trace at an angle on this as well too, and then that way you still got an angle that you're going to be working on too when you're cutting it as well. So in other words, don't try to do the full surface of that. Make sure you got that at an angle. And then, as you can see, it came out pretty good then as far as how the cut came out, because this is actually sitting on here now. It's like it's seated on the actual cut as far as how that is. Whoops, let me put that back on. Yeah, there we go. So it's actually, I mean, of course, obviously you don't be driving around with this, you know, on there like that. But if you're going to be stationary and you're going to be just sitting somewhere for a while, and you or even for nighttime for that matter, if you're going to get ready to go to bed or whatever too, then you can do this. You can go ahead and use this though. So what I'm going to do then now is the next step is just go ahead and put the pipe on there, and then put the ice in there, and then we'll be all set to go, and I'll show you guys the end result. So hang on guys for the next clip then. Alright guys, so this is the end result, and I'll tell you what, this actually feels real good. My son already checked it out too, and he said it was going, his words was that it feels just like a real air conditioner. Ain't that right, buddy?
Yeah.
Yep. So what we did was we put some ice in there to start out with. We didn't put a whole bag in there, just covered the bottom part pretty good with some ice, and the air is bouncing off of there pretty good. Now too, just to let you guys know, when I was fitting this pipe in there though, I did actually have to still cut away just a little bit more on that hole, but that's okay, because, you know, just like when you're getting somebody a haircut, it's always better to, you know, have some left over, because that way you can still cut more off, but you can't put it back on here, well, unless you super glue or something. But anyways, this, you guys get the idea as far as what I'm talking about though. So yeah, I had to cut a little bit more out of there, but it's not a big deal though. Just a quick, easy fix is all that was. And since it's sitting in there pretty good, it's like I said, it's seated in there pretty good, and it's got a pretty good hold. Like I said, obviously you don't want to be driving around with this, but if you're going to be stationary, just be sitting somewhere, then this would definitely be a good thing to have. And the air coming out of here definitely feels real good though. And it's a hot day today too, so it feels good, don't it, buddy? So, yep. Something you guys might want to check out. Just a real easy thing to do. Like I said, the styrofoam chest itself was like, I think $2.75 at Family Dollar, I think is what it cost. And then whatever you have to pay for as far as your ice, I would suggest getting a small bag of ice if you do that, and put that in there. You don't have to get anything big. And then of course whatever you pay for as far as your 12 volt fan, if you don't already have one. Which, by the way, I got this one I think for around 10 bucks at Walmart, so that wasn't even a lot either. And then as far as the PVC pipe, I paid like $1.80 something for that at Menards, so less than $2 for sure though. Like I said, it's a 2-inch pipe that I use, so make sure you get that type of dimension as far as getting this done. But you can even feel it over there. Yeah, my son says he can even feel it over there too, even in the seat. So yeah, just imagine if you put a full small bag of ice in this thing, and just sit back and feel it, and I bet you'd be feeling real good for a while though. Now as far as how long it lasts, I don't know, because this is actually my very first one I've made. But from what I've seen on the other videos on YouTube that was making this as well, the guys were saying that it was going to last for around 5 hours or so. So just, I guess, keep that in mind too then, as far as how long it might last. But definitely a easy way to have some air conditioning for sure in your van, and very cheap too, because it didn't cost a lot to make this, and then you just get your bags of ice. So, and if you got a freezer at home, then you're already even better as far as that goes, because you can make your own ice at home. So you can just put this in your car or your camper van or whatever you got, and put some ice in there from your freezer at home, and you'll be all set. Now also too, another thing that's nice about this though, is the fact that this fan actually is running from, of course, my solar setup though. I've got a 100-watt solar panel, and I've got a 92 amp hour deep cycle battery that this is actually hooked up to. But I've also got a small solar panel that's from Harbor Freight too, that I can even plug this into as well. And especially if I'm going to be sitting somewhere boondocking for a while, then I can put that small solar panel out there in the sun and run it off of that too then. So that way it's full sun power, and you're getting basically pretty much free air conditioning. And like I said, the only thing you're going to pay for after you bought all the supplies is just your buckets of ice, or your bags of ice or whatever. That's the only thing you'll pay for. So other than that, you got pretty much free air conditioning too then. So definitely a great deal, and definitely something to make for sure. And I would suggest anybody, could do, would be able to do this. It's actually very simple to do. Something that's, not hard at all to do. So yep, that's it guys. So if you have any questions or concerns, leave me a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And of course, thanks for watching, and hit the thumbs up button, and otherwise you guys have a great day.